The maiden is a young, independent woman who doesn't have children yet and doesn't have a lot of responsibilities in her life. And if you think about all the phases, you can see that they are going basically a woman aging.
I'm Jo Sarah, and welcome to the Umaversity podcast, empowering you with real talk, real education, and real stories from our experts and our tribe of women who've got your back.
Yes.
Our mission? Educating 1 billion women worldwide on their mental, body, and sexual wellness journey.
Yeah.
So join me, learn something new as we build our badass tribe.
What do you do when you're actually really busy during your menstrual phase? How do you make space for that inner wisdom and take that time for yourself?
That's such a juicy question because not everybody has the privilege to stay home. What I recommend is do what you can. Is it really impossible for you to postpone that date with your friend when you're on your period? Or can you bring some self-compassion and say, hey, I'm bleeding. I actually feel like I want to stay at home. Maybe that friend can come over and cook me a meal. When it comes to going to work and having the things that you have to do, that you just cannot say no to, and there's actually a lot more things that we can say no to than we think we can, is there a way for you to bring in a 1% shift? Can you sleep in 15 minutes more? Can you have some space between you waking up and you going to work? Maybe instead of going to lunch with your colleagues to a really busy cafe or running to Albert Heijn to get a sandwich, can you sit in the park and just listen to some calming music as you kind of, put a hand on your womb and just connect with your period? Is there a way for you to stay in the bathroom a second longer to just have a look at your period blood and be like, wow, I'm bleeding today. What a gift. It's about these 1% shifts that everybody can make, even in the busiest space. It sometimes only takes a second, a moment of notice me, give me some space and attention. And that is going to go such a long way already.
I'm on my period. I want to stay in. Don't want to see anybody. But you're right. You can say way more than you think you can. And also those moments of just being intentional about, hey, I'm bleeding today. I'm going to take it easy.
The follicular phase is where it kind of all starts. It's the archetype of the maiden. The maiden is a young, independent woman who doesn't have children yet and doesn't have a lot of responsibilities in her life. And if you think about all the phases, you can see that they are going basically a woman aging, right? You start with the maiden, then you become a mother, then you're a wild woman when you're perimenopausal, you start redefining yourself, and then you become a crone. So the maiden is kind of where it starts. How do you feel when you're done with your period? What's your energy like?
I have a lot of ideas, a lot of creativity coming up. I feel fresh. I want to go more outward, do more things outside.
Exactly. Those are the powers of the maiden. You have this creativity, energy, motivation. You see the world through a bright lens. You're excited about what's coming next. You want to do things. You're so active.
Me.
100%, because your body is leading up to ovulation. That's the beauty of the maiden archetype. And the maiden archetype, I think in movies also, it can sometimes also be a little bit distorted, like the mother, because it's also an outward phase. It's a very relating phase to you relate to other people, just like the mother. It's not so much inward and focused on yourself like the luteal phase archetypes and the menstrual phase archetypes, but the maiden is very outward. Sometimes what can happen is that right after your period, you have this feeling like, I just rested for 5 days on my period. Now I'm in my follicular phase. Now I have to do everything. I have to go back into all my projects. I need to be creative. I need to go work out because I missed out on so many things. And then you can lose yourself in the doing and the go, go, go of it. And that's the shadow of the follicular phase, that of the maiden, that you are too much in doing and forget to be in your body. And you can also fall into this trap of people pleasing and saying yes to everything, even if it doesn't feel like a full body yes for you. But because you're so motivated and so euphoric about the world that you're like, of course I'll do that. Of course I'll, take on that work task. Of course I can add this to my to-do list, when actually your wild woman 2 weeks later knows, why did we say yes?
It's also really good to be mindful of when you're in your follicular phase. Hey, can I say yes to this even in 2 weeks, even in 1 week, even in 3 weeks when I'm in my menstrual phase? That's why it's important to track your cycle so you know where you are. And do you put your agenda next to your cycle as well?
I personally don't do that, but it's because my cycle is very regular, but I do recommend it for everybody to do that. And also if you're feeling fancy the moon phases as well. But what I like to do when I'm ovulating or close to ovulating or in my follicular where I tend to say yes to things, I like to, when it's plans that people are making in advance, like, hey, do you want to go travel with me to this place? Like, yeah, I'll let you know in a week or two. Let me bleed on it. Or let me see what wild woman says. And then I can let you know if I truly want to do that, because the wild woman, she is the truth. She is your authentic self and she will exactly know. And then your inner crone, she will give you a bigger perspective on it and your bleed as well.
If you enjoyed this video, it would be amazing if you could give it a thumbs up, share with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. And if you want to learn even more, join our community. Connect, share, and learn by joining our online and offline events and by subscribing to our weekly educational newsletter. The links are all below, so feel welcome to join our Umaversity tribe.